fifth consecutive NBA Finals, man. I don't know what else needs to be said on this topic about LeBron James. I did some videos a little while ago, about LeBron when he first made the exit from Cleveland and went over to Miami, played there for a couple seasons and then bounced out. Um, you know what, man? This guy is the truth, man. Since he came out of high school, got into the NBA back in, what was it, 04, 05? About '05, I believe. And this guy's been dominating ever since he came into the league. And nobody really wants to give this dude his just due, give him his credit, and tell it the way it is. I mean, the bottom line is the guy is great. It don't matter where you put him at on your top 10, top 20, top 100, top 50, what have you. Because we all want to immortalize the people that we used to deem heroes when we were young. I've been watching the NBA since the 80s, man, and I was a Detroit Pistons fan coming up because I hated Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Then I became I would say a Portland Trailblazers fan when Clyde Drexler was there, Cliff Robinson, Kevin Duckworth, Terry Porter. Those guys were playing at that time, and we're doing pretty good. And actually, Clyde Drexler is my favorite player of all time. He's one of them. So, and later on, I became a Phoenix Suns fan. In the early '90s, and then right after I became a Portland Trailblazers. Well, I wasn't really a Portland Trailblazers fan. My brother liked them, and I ended up watching them, and I kind of liked the way they played, and I ended up loving Clyde, loving his game, and I wanted to pick my own team, so I ended up picking the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Johnson, Thunder, and Dan Marley, and once we got Charles Barkley, I was happy. I mean, we had some garbage guys over there, Danny Shays, and we had some garbage guys, but for the most part, those guys impressed me with their style of play, and then I ended up being a New York Knicks fan shortly thereafter. Because of course the Knicks were like the new Pistons. They were tough. Ant Mason, John Starks, Charles Oakley, guys, Pat Ewing, guys were tough. We had Harper over there. We had Mark Jackson for a while. And then so forth. But I'm still a Knicks and Suns fan. Those are my two teams. They have been since the early and mid '90s. And I'm never going to stop being a fan of those teams. But I just had to bring that up to kind of give some background to this topic, with LeBron, man, and just to kind of let you guys know how long I've been watching the game. The guys that I've liked, the guys that I've been into, I grew up watching, and now it's this era, and Kobe came in and did his thing for a little while. He had the NBA in the palm of his hands for about 10 seasons, 12, to maybe 15 of his 19 years, almost 20 years for this guy. But Allen Iverson was before him, and Allen Iverson, had it on lock for a while. We had to wait for Kobe to develop, and excuse me, we went with Allen Iverson, and Allen had the game on lock for about 5 years, and then later on, guys like Dwayne Wade came into the league, and we watched him, and he had the game for about 5 to 7 years, and and his tenure went away, and Tracy McGrady was coming up, but he ended up getting injured. This was before D Wade and all of that, but Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter, we watched those guys entertain for a while. I mean, it's been a lot of guys, man, that have come and gone, and that have not done what LeBron James has done. And a lot of people are going to say, well, what has he done? What has he accomplished other than, getting those two championship rings that was given to him. You know, you don't get, well, I can't necessarily say you don't get given gifts, because we saw the New England Patriots get a gift. So, but anyway, uh, he came into the league and he instantly hit the ground running. And in 2 seasons, ended up taking that Cleveland Cavaliers team at the time to the NBA Finals versus the Spurs. You know, this was back in, I think, '07. So, um, look, man, it's only been one other player that's been kind of close to that, and he had a full cast, and that's Magic Johnson. You know, he went, he was young, you know, but again, went to college. You know, he didn't come straight out of high school and do what LeBron James was capable of doing, and neither did Michael Jordan. They both went to college. So you got to get this guy his just due. You know, I mean, 2 seasons, man. You know, and he's taking a squad that was nowhere near talented, you know, as the rest of the teams were at that time. You know, to the NBA Finals. You know, had a rookie coach. You know, and Mike Brown. You know, so it's just one of those things, man, where you got to get this guy his just due. He left Cleveland. I like the way he left. I didn't really have a problem with it. A lot of people were upset with him because of that, but that was an excuse just to hate on him, because they were mad that they were Laker fans and they loved Kobe, and they didn't want to see their superstar being eclipsed by a new one. You know, nobody wants to see their guy get eclipsed, you know. So Michael Jordan has always been that shadow over all of these other players. And now that you have guys knocking on the door, you know, people are starting to feel threatened by that, because, you know, the integrity of their generation is at stake now. You know, what I mean by that is that, you know, once you get a guy that's capturing audiences like that, and doing the things Michael Jordan was capable of doing, then he no longer gets immortalized. He no longer gets talked about. But at the end of the day, we all know what Jordan accomplished. We all know what he did for the game of basketball. I don't think there'll ever be another player like him. But that it is what it is. You know, LeBron is LeBron. Kobe is Kobe. These guys are who they are. They all have done something for the game that people like. You know, my explanation for what greatness is whenever a player comes in, and I'm going to throw this word in there because it's not really a word in the dictionary, but evolutionize. Whenever a player comes in and evolutionize the way the game is played or the position in which he's playing, whenever they come in and totally change it, and teams got to prepare for that, or they start start doing practices accustomed to what this player is doing. They start learning how to do crossovers, or, you know, things like that. You know, they start learning how to do things the way this player does it. That's when you know that this guy is great. And Michael Jordan did it. Allen Iverson did it. They captured the game. I can't really give that to Kobe, because Kobe has done pretty much everything Michael Jordan used to do. You know what I mean? We've seen his moves like precisely like Michael Jordan's. So, and that's not even watching YouTube videos. That's just watching his career in general. I don't see anything spectacular or new with his game, and what he is leaving behind for the rest of these generations to talk about forever. The only thing that he's going to leave behind is his 81 points, and then they're going to say he captured 5 rings. But look, at the end of the day, he had a full cast around him the whole time he's been there. When he first got to LA, he had Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel, all of these guys. He ended up playing on the roster with Glenn Rice. He ended up playing on the roster, you know, with Gary Payton, Karl Malone. You know, he ended up playing on the roster, you know, with Shaq, Rick Fox, all of these guys. He's had a supporting cast since he practically started. Magic Johnson had the ultimate supporting cast. Michael Jordan did not have any of that. Michael Jordan was sort of what LeBron James is, but the reason why I can easily argue that LeBron James is up there is because of the fact that LeBron has done it coming out of high school. Okay? He's done it coming out of high school, and he's appeared in the NBA Finals practically since 2007. So, I mean, you got to get this guy his just due. I don't want to keep rambling on and on and on. I made this video, man, for the haters, for people that don't want to give LeBron his just due, and, you know, for the fans out there that respect what this guy does and what he's bringing to the table and what he's about to get ready and do. You know, he's just getting started. A lot of people are looking at his career being on the downside, but nah, man, it's going up, you know, because the talent is forever getting more and more washed down, watered down, shall I say. And it is what it is, man. We can only wait and see, you know, the spectacular LeBron James continue to dominate this game, man. But anyway, peace out. Subscribe, comment, hate, do whatever you want to do. Hit me up, man. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.